dispense first roll call.
Okay. President Tippleman,
Here.
Vice President Seeley,
Here.
Treasurer McLeod,
Here.
Parliamentarian Hicken,
Here.
Senator Lunsford, Senator Jawad, Senator Jobe, Senator Parrish, Senator Jacobs,
Here.
Senator Williams, Senator Schwab, Senator Washburn,
Here.
Senator Florrick, Senator Freshour,
Here.
Senator Nagarajan, Senator Shaka,
Here.
Senator Bell, Senator Method. I got you. Here. Senator John,
Here.
Senator Sweetland,
Here.
Senator Camarella, Senator Meek,
Here.
Senator Robertson, Senator Mero,
Here.
Senator Adams,
Here.
Senator Daniel,
Here.
Senator Dukes,
Here.
Senator Farouk, Senator Jackson,
Here.
Senator Johnson,
Here.
Senator Mazza. Did I say it? Mazza. Okay. Senator Morrison,
Here.
Senator Mosley,
Here.
Senator Dello,
Here.
Senator Hart, Senator Strong,
Here.
Senator Copeland,
Here.
Senator Seeley.
Here. Oh. I forgot there's two of us.
Did I get everyone?
Is there any discussion over the minutes from last week? All in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? Those pass. Is there anyone here for open forum? No. I'm going to start this in my officer reports. I'm going to take I want us to take a small, little 30-second moment of silence for the basketball player on campus. Some of y'all may not know. His name is Justin. He got struck by a vehicle in front of the Cowan Center, and last time I heard of it, he was paralyzed from the chest down. So his spinal cord was not severed, and they think he could have a chance for recovery, but he's not looking really great. So I just kind of wanted us to do that since he is one of our student athletes, one of our students who we represent. So if you want to pray, do what you want. We're going to have about 30 seconds for just a real quick silence. Thank you all for that. All right. As far as business goes, I'm still doing a lot of work in the tuition committee, and we had our first town hall last Friday. We have one tomorrow. Same spot, different time. I can get that new time for y'all if y'all need. We're also making a lot of progress on getting people here to talk about the textbook issue. They're going to hopefully be here next week so we can go over that. A lot of progress on some of our issues. So I appreciate all the good discussions that we've been having and the progress that's been made. Vice President Seeley.
Just to tack on momentarily to Justin, his injuries are no longer considered life-threatening at this point. He's in ICU but hasn't been moved to recovery. So that's, I know he said paralyzed from the waist down, but his life is currently considered not in danger. So in the beginning, that's what I understand. So I understand that it was in that realm in the beginning, but that things are definitely looking up, and there is some sort of fund page for his medical costs if your heart feels called to do that. As far as me, I've been working on creating a fully online application for our spring elections. Turns out there's logistically a lot more to that than I originally anticipated. And got in touch with the representative from Period, like we discussed last week. She was unavailable this week, but I believe she'll be on Zoom next week. I'm gonna try and confirm with her again on Monday. Thank you all for being here, and I hope your week's been going well.
Secretary McDaniel.
I've just been working on finalizing the t-shirts and making sure that that's all squared away for midnight breakfast. Other than that, I've just been working on that. That's all I know.
Treasurer McLeod.
This week I've been working with Secretary McDaniel and Vice President Seeley with the advertising and marketing items that we'll be having for like the shirts and find out which budget line that will come out of. And I've also just been emailing people, setting up meetings as I usually do. And that's all I got.
Parliamentarian Hicken.
Hey y'all. I was out of town playing this week again, so today's my first day back, and it's just getting some new senators in to go over the dress code and the absence policy and Robert's Rules of Order. Just a little comment about that. I know that everybody's still kind of trying to get used to it, but even if you don't feel comfortable making the motion, at least try and participate in discussion a little bit, just so that we don't have just like a couple people, feel like they're the only ones contributing to the discussion, because we all represent different constituents, and but we all have you here for a reason, not just a couple people to participate in the discussion. So I understand if you're not comfortable making motions, that's totally fine, but at least try and participate in the discussion. And then the Rules Committee this week is going to be canceled tomorrow. So 4 of you that are in my committee, don't come tomorrow because I won't be there. So yeah, that's it.
Student voice reports, business and technology.
So with the capstone problem, there really can't be fixed. And then
And who did you talk to with the capstone issue?
I think we talked to the advisor, Roger.
Okay.
About how like he wouldn't know another thing.
Yeah. I'll double check on some of that and see if there's anybody else that might do it. But, Eagles Landing.
We met with Allie last week. So far, we haven't had any problems that she's been, and that's doing good. Speed bump, as always, is kind of an issue.
There's the security camera system, and this system goes direct to police departments so they can work with it instead of working on Eagles and working on code.
Committee reports, start with student life.
So we did a whole lot, and also I'm pulling it up. We had a couple of ideas. One was we wanted to create adopt a highway program, and to basically get your name out there, not only on the sign, but we also get Tyler for whatever sign we do. But I'll just go in order here. So midnight breakfast. Okay, so we're looking at partnering with Delta Sig for a mental health curriculum. Savannah she's been in contact with someone that has a good curriculum, and it's kind of expensive, so we don't know if it's going to be a line item budget, but we're looking at that. Delta Sig needs to do one activity that benefits all campus, such as resume workshop or mental health workshop, and doing that for them and the future as of next semester. We're looking at partnering with Arbor Day, so I'm not sure that. And I already mentioned the Delta Highway. Have you got an email back about location yet?
Okay, so I filled out like a information request form that they have online, like if your group is interested in adopting a highway. So then an account manager sent me a brochure about information and we read over it and we're like, yes, this is great. So I requested a possible location and what the like annual cost would be so that we could assess if we can go forward. But I haven't heard back. It has only been about nearly 48 hours, so still waiting on that one.
Okay, yeah, so that's up in the air. But we're really excited about that. That's about it.
Communications?
Yeah, so during our last meeting, we actually finalized our midnight breakfast t-shirt designs, and next week we are going to start making promotional products for the midnight breakfast to basically just so people know that's happening and put the word out there.
SGAC?
Last week we met with 3 different clubs. For Math Club, we met with them and approved funding them for $420.50 for the activities for the rest of the semester. We met with IEE, Corona chapter, and funded them $270 for the video game night event. And we met with the Society for Human Resource Management and funded them $150.92 for their upcoming How to Get a Job event. And tomorrow we'll be meeting in UC 3408 from 12:15 to 1:45 to discuss clubs.
Rules Committee?
So this last week, we went back to Article 4 and reviewed the judicial branch, part of the Constitution. Originally, the Judicial Review Board was composed of 5 commissioners, and we want to change that to 6 and change the attendance amount necessary for them to hold a meeting from 100% to 2/3, so that when they want to have right, it should be 4 of the commissioners show up, then they can hold a meeting. And we wanted to do that so that they can pretty much always hold a meeting regardless of schedules, so that they can get done with work that they need to be done. And we also are going to have the SGA president, which is actually kind of laid out in a different article under the president of Article 2. So we're just expanding off that and have the president appoint the members or the chair of the judicial board.
So instead of eternal elections?
Yes.
Student Affairs?
We started writing a survey for the bike share, which I think we're gonna present in old business later.
That is correct.
For the textbook issue, about the communication between professors and the bookstore, we still know we have found a place in the policy where it states that they have to post, the professors have to post what textbook is required before the registration phase. And I got some more further information after our committee meeting. I just went down to the bookstore and talked to the, I don't know his exact title, but
He's the manager.
the manager of the bookstore. And he was really helpful. He gave me a lot of information. So the labs in communication that we're struggling with, is it fine to talk about it here or do we talk about it later?
It's in your report. I'll consider.
So he sends out the teachers, professors have to tell the bookstore what books to order. It's not a matter of the bookstore going to that syllabi that says the textbook. It's like against their policy and rules that even though it's on the syllabi, they can't go look at it. The teachers have to tell the bookstore whether it's written. He even said we would take it on a napkin. The teachers are responsible for telling the bookstore. So that's, I think, the big lapse that we're dealing with. And he says he struggles with it all the time. Like the deadline for this semester was October 13th. And when I met with him 2 days ago. Like 47% of teachers had submitted their things, so there was still over half a percentage of our professors who haven't.
27. It's 27. He said he was at 26 today for the full adoption.
Well, it's good that 3 days have changed, but it was definitely 47.
Oh, okay.
So basically what I talked with him about is maybe he really pressed that the bookstore has done a lot in terms of trying to reach out to professors, but maybe it comes back on us now to really like put that pressure, because the bookstore keeps complaining, but the teachers don't realize that the students are suffering. So he was like, you want to just encourage your senators to really like encourage the professors, hey, I need you to submit your textbook to the bookstore because I need to be able to buy it in the spring. He thinks that would help a lot too. So I'm still trying to work on maybe having a meeting of us, like somebody from the student body, him and like provost, where all 3 parties are involved, and we can all come up with a plan. That's the goal.
They're coming next week. I have Dr. Mir Moran, who's the provost, Faculty Senate President Queeter Makhtari, and Chris, the bookstore manager, can't make it, but he's sending his one of his other managers. They don't have a textbook manager at the moment because he resigned, but he's going to send, I think, one of the apparel managers, and she's going to have at least general information on the topics. They'll be here next week. And if anyone wants to do any of the reading, what we're talking about as far as the policy is in the HOP. That's section 3.4.6. You also have Higher Education Opportunity Act 2008. That goes over why the HOP is the way it is, and then House Bill 33 for the Texas State Senate. Those all directly impact that particular issue with the posting of syllabi and the adoption of textbooks.
The last thing was the parking and reaching out to the police station. Chief Meadows responded and sent me to Lieutenant Steele. Lieutenant Steele finally emailed me back today and basically said, I can read all the email, but in a short summary, Lieutenant Steele says he's been reaching out to student government and he thinks he might have a wrong email or a wrong contact. So either way, I'm going to give him a correct contact, whether it be me or the executive board, or honestly, here's our Canvas page. All the emails are there. And apparently, from what I've understood, he says that it's on us to tell the student body of event parking. So I'm going to present a different idea to him because I feel like they have more access to the 10,000 students than we do. But I'll also work on getting incorrect contact information.
I'd like to entertain a motion to open this, Vice President Steele.
Motion to approve the distribution of the bike survey. That's what we said.
Second.
Been motion and seconded to approve the distribution of the bike share survey. Senators, or Vice President Steele, you have.
Wait, Abby, would you pull it up, please? So myself and Student Affairs worked on Qualtrics to make this survey, and we'll just run through the questions and then kind of talk about what we like, what we don't like, any changes that need to be done, if any, and then we can vote. I do want to make a quick little bonus. The first question of this survey will actually be, what is your student ID number? Joshua has special access that I don't have as an administrator to add a sort of verification where you put in your student ID number so you can only take it if you're an actual student, and that prevents students from taking it more than once. I can't add that feature, but before it's sent out to students, he will add that feature, and that will be the first question on the survey. Good? Okay.
Abby, will you click share screen, please?
Yeah. Sorry. You see it?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, where's the chat? Or you want me to just take it?
I mean, whenever.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Take the survey.
Do I keep
I want to read it still too.
Yeah.
Do I keep going?
One. Okay. You can click close preview or just click restart. There we go.
All right, any questions? Senator Nagaraj.
I forgot if you already said this, but is this going to also happen in Longview and Palestine also? Or is it just for this campus? Or, you know?
Oh, wait.
Vice President Seeley.
My bad, guys. We hadn't discussed that before, but I can't imagine that this would be exclusive here, except only for the reason that the other campuses are only one building. So I don't see why they would need this program, but certainly if they wanted it, I don't see why they wouldn't get it. But they are only one building, so I don't know why they would need it, but good question.
Senator Mosley.
Why is it not a question to ask if people know how to ride bikes? That's right.
I mean, can you pull up the survey again, please?
Anyone? Or I can
You
take
go to
that.
the next question, please. The next one, sorry. Okay, so, actually,
Senator Freshour.
I'll wait after we talk about that already. More as kind of a side joke. This question kind of covers it to a degree. If you don't know how to ride a bicycle, obviously you're not going to use this bike program. But in terms of surveying, in my opinion,
Keep going.
they're not, if you don't know how to ride a bike, you're not going to use it. But if we ask you know how to ride a bicycle or not, it's still not, I don't think it's giving us information that we need anyways. Does that make sense? We just want to know, do you want to use the bike?
But I mean, like, what if we have like 70% students that don't know how to ride a bicycle?
Actually, Abby, would you please go to the next question? So anyone who does not know how to ride a bike would more than likely put definitely not on this question.
And that would satisfy that sort of same criteria.
Vice President Seeley.
A question like that was not added to the survey to keep the survey brief so that students would not feel it was inconvenient to take it, because like President Templeman said, if you don't know how to ride a bicycle, certainly you're going to answer no to this question. And that would cover that criteria without adding another question. While also the following question, Abby. Um,
Oh,
two more.
following. Oh.
Yeah, the
okay.
following question. This allows, like, if you answered previously, definitely not, I would not use a bicycle if it were provided to me. The following question, maybe you personally wouldn't use it, but you still believe it's beneficial to campus. Maybe you don't know how to ride a bike, you're not interested in learning, whatever the reason may be, you can still give your opinion on whether or not this would benefit the campus and benefit other students, while still keeping the survey short and convenient. Because right now, Qualtrics estimates that it takes less than 2 minutes to complete this survey, and that's about perfect, in my opinion. I could be the only one who thinks that.
Senator Dr. Rogers.
So if you were to get the bikes, how many bikes would you get for the amount of students that know how to ride it or not know how to ride it? I feel like that question would benefit the survey to know, like, okay, this is how many bikes we're looking at, or how many people are looking to ride. You know what I mean? That's how I see it.
Parliamentarian Hicken.
Okay, I have two comments. Can you? I'm sorry. Just to address that, I mean, I just want to reiterate. I don't understand where the concern is coming from, because if you don't know how to ride a bike, then you're going to say that you're not going to use this program, because it's a bicycle program. So if you don't know how to ride a bicycle, then you're going to put definitely not, because I don't know how to ride a bicycle. And in addition to that, there's a comment section at the very end of the survey where students could put, I don't know how to ride a bicycle, if they really feel that strongly about it. Can you go back to the, right there. So it says, do you currently have a bicycle that you use on campus? And there's yes, no, and I do not have a bicycle. But the question is, do you have a bicycle? So why is there no and I do not have a bicycle?
Vice President Seeley.
We felt that not including an option saying you don't have a bicycle was confusing, because the question is, do you currently have a bicycle that you use on campus? So the idea is that, yes, I have a bicycle that I use on campus. No, I don't have a bicycle that I use on campus, though I may or may not have a bicycle that I use at home. And then following, I do not have a bicycle, because some students may live off campus or whatnot and they don't transport their bicycle here, even though they have one. We felt that not having a third option was too ambiguous.
Parliamentarian Hicken.
Would it benefit us then to clarify that in the responses? Yes, I use my bicycle on campus. No, I do not use my bicycle on campus.
Senator Freshour.
We can still take that option out, but I do not have a bicycle. It still does make sense with yesterday now. I was the one who brought that up too, because I mentioned I have a bike here on campus. I don't use it. And that's kind of, and maybe we just need to rephrase the whole question, period, because it's kind of weird, but it's one of those, what would you, so if any of us could rephrase it to make it more clear, what would you all like to, this question is weird.
Secretary McDaniel.
John Rutherford said, can we use that language, just change the question, which of the following applies to you? I have a bicycle I use on campus. I have a bicycle, but I do not use it on campus.
And then I don't have a bicycle. Yeah.
Or I don't have a bicycle. Yeah.
I like that. Senator Strong.
Or you could change the phrasing to, do you currently use a bicycle on campus? You could say, yes, I use a bicycle on campus. No, I do not use my bicycle on campus. No, I do not have a bicycle.
Any other comments? Abby.
I have something. Do y'all think y'all need to explain what a bicycle program is?
Are you talking like pre-survey?
Either pre-survey or when you get to the question about do you think having a bicycle program on campus would be beneficial? I think you need to elaborate a little bit on what a bicycle program is or what y'all are looking at selecting.
Parliamentarian Hicken.
I think the best way to address that without having to like put something in there like big long that the students won't read, we could say, do you think that a like free bike share program instead of just a bike program? That's a little bit more specific, but not too much to where they're overwhelmed with a bunch of words.
Senator Freshow.
Josh, this is kind of to you. If we could sum it up in a brief sentence, because I don't want it to be too long, like you said, but like, do you want a quick sentence in the survey? Like, how could we describe it better? I mean, bike share makes sense to me, but you do bring up a good point. If no one's ever heard of it, but like, what would be like a good, quick, and to the point sentence?
I think what Katie said was a pretty good idea, because what Katie said, I think I instantly, okay, I know they're looking at a bicycle program where I share with one another. I think that's at least a good, I think that's a better description than not having anything at all.
Okay, so bike share. Okay.
Senator Seeley.
How is this survey going to be distributed to the students? Is it through email? Okay, then in the email, put the link to like the bike share program. And if they want to know about it, then they can read up on it by themselves. That way you keep the survey short.
Vice President Seeley.
Or in the email, like we would have to have some sort of introduction. Obviously, we're not just going to send out a link and expect people to click on it. In the introduction, there could be a sentence or two prefacing what the question is.
Senator Mazar.
You could also like attach those pictures that you had, that you showed everybody. Just like this is kind of an idea.
Senator Shaka.
Or is there like an informational video on the website with little, hey, this is what it is? Are you allowed to send that in emails? I feel like I might click it and then be like, oh, okay. Other than reading.
I'd want to make sure, but I don't see a problem with having something that says for additional information on programs, please see, these links. I think that if they're opting into it, I feel like that's fine. Senator Freshow.
And something that I mentioned in our committee meeting specifically about this, so it will be going out through email, but obviously if we're spending, maybe not our money, but in general, like I know survey turnouts are pretty crummy. So we've already made one attempt. It's next running day.
No.
The following week.
I wrote it down. I knew I wouldn't remember it, so I wrote it down.
I'll give you the set date in a minute, but what I am personally having my committee doing to make sure we get more people to fill this out is we're gonna have a table set up with popsicles and koozies, encouraging people like, hey, if you can take this survey, we're gonna give you a popsicle and a koozie. Because we want survey turnout to be well filled. We don't want to invest our time and money into something like this and nobody wants it, or 12 people fill out the survey. So we're going to be doing our personal best to do that. We encourage you to tell your constituents and basically everybody in their classes as well, because this could be a really cool program for you, Tyler, but we really want the survey to have a decent turnout.
Point of information, the table is scheduled in Astra from Monday, November 13th from 1 to 3 p.m., which coincides with Student Affairs Committee meeting as well as my office hours. So if any of you want to come out and, put your face out there, put SGA out there, help people take this survey so that we get a good idea of what students want so we can make a collaborative, informed decision about this issue, it would make me smile.
And we're keeping it open for a while specifically for that purpose. We want to make sure we pitch the survey to multiple people so they see it and have a lot of time to dig it.
Senator Mazar.
We should also add when he's going to be effective, at this school, if it were to be, because what if somebody thinks they're not taking a survey now and it's going to be next semester? I think that's add fall 2018.
Vice President Seeley.
While I love that because I agree, why would some people care if they don't think it's going to affect them? I would be wary of doing such a thing because the results of the survey did not ultimately decide whether or not this happens. We decide if we will make a put together a proposal and make a one-time fee request to SFAC, and then, which is Student Fee Advisory Committee. And then that committee would make the decision whether or not to grant the money to make that purchase. So while I would hope that we can make this decision before the end of the semester and request with SFAC, this will be a thing in fall of 2018. I would love that. I would be wary of putting that out there because it's possible we can't deliver because of, not us, but because of the committee that will make that ultimate decision.
Another thing is that even if SFAC grants the one-time request, it would still be up to someone else to take care of annual costs. So we're looking at really the process would be we approve the survey shows up very positively, SFAC, then still another department, then you'd still have implementation, whether it be timing and all of that. You'd also have to pick which company. So it could take a decent amount of time to do something of this scale. So whereas I really do like your idea, I have to agree with her that we don't want to make any promises that we can't keep. Any other questions or comments? Vice President.
Motion to table until next week when the changes have been made.
Second.
We're about to vote on that.
So it's been motioned and seconded to table. You have
We've made a lot of good ideas that I feel there's a consensus that these three things, to change the question on the I do or do not have a bicycle, to elaborate on what the program is, and possibly draft the email that would go out with the survey to be sure that students are taking the survey informed. And so I think when those things are done, we'll be able to approve its distribution and that it'll be successful.
any other comments? So at this point, we'll vote on tabling motion for the bike share program. All those in favor of tabling, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? That passes. Is there any other old business? Is there any new business? Parliamentarian Hicken.
Motion to hold officer elections in February.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to hold designated officer elections in February. So, Parliamentarian Hicken, you have the floor.
So this is something that was brought to me by Josh. He thought that it would be a good idea to have officer elections in February as opposed to April when we have all the other elections. The purpose of that is just because when we have officer elections at the same time as all the regular senator elections, then we have like the president-elect and the vice president-elect, and they get elected right at the very end of the semester, and then they don't have a chance to learn anything from the old president, old exec positions. So basically, it's just to alleviate some of the stress of like us coming into new positions and not really knowing what to do, and just kind of hoping that there's somebody on the executive board still that was in our position at one point. And obviously, that's not a very efficient way to run it. So this way, we feel that they would be elected in February, and then they would have the rest of the semester to shadow the current position that they got, the person who's in the current position that they got elected to, and just learn the ropes and stuff so that they would be able to, more efficiently govern the following semester. The Rules Committee looked in the Constitution and the bylaws, and there was nothing that necessarily prohibits it, just as long as we adhere to all the other guidelines as far as notifying the student body and holding candidacy meetings and all that stuff. As long as we do all of that and time frames that the Constitution outlines, then we should be good to go.
Vice President Seeley.
just to talk about how this affects you guys as a Senate and why we're asking you guys is that we struggled at the beginning of the semester to get a meeting time. A lot of people dropped because the meeting time that was best for the executive board was not best for all the people who had been elected. Getting an executive board together early will allow us to coordinate our schedules and have tentative options so that when people are running in the spring, they know what they're getting into. They know when the meetings are. They can think about their schedule. Of course, their schedule may not be set yet, but they will have an idea, and we won't have that problem. Having an executive board, elected and participate, and at least, because obviously an executive board is someone who was in SGA for 6 weeks from their swearing date. You had to be a senator first. They'll be here, they'll know what issues were tackled, what issues were left over, and they can spend part of their summer at least, and part of the semester gearing up for the next year. An opportunity that we didn't necessarily have because we spent our summer sporadically coming to Tyler on a weekend or on a Thursday to do training and things like that. We weren't able to work on issues, so when we got here, we had to find issues and work sort of scrambling. So doing this will make not only, y'all be able to be available and know, so you're not running and then dropping out or going for judicial board, but also so that some of the legwork of tackling, issues from an administrative side is already done. So when we get here, we have answers to your questions, and we can focus on how we as a Senate solve some of these issues that are going on around campus. So much in my breath.
Senator Freshour.
I like it, do it.
Any other comments? So at this point, it'll come to a vote over the creation of a separate election just for the 5 officer spots. All those in favor of creating this election, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Any abstention? All right, that passes. Any other new business? Hearing none, advisory comments?
I do not have any.
And then under announcements, let me pull it up just so that I make sure I give you all the right date. But something that I thought would be great for us to look into more so. All of you, how many of you have heard of the Patriot Madness for the upcoming basketball season? There's going to be a lot of cool promotional stuff that goes along with that, and that's going to be November 2nd at 8 o'clock. There's first come, first served for free t-shirts. It looks like there's going to be maybe a halftime performance. So Taylor, I know you're on dance team, correct? Do you have any additional stuff you want to add to that?
Not that I know of. Just be there. There's a $5,000 half-court shot.
Yeah, so that'll be really cool. I think it'll be a fun event. Go out and support the basketball team, cheer and dance team. Yeah. And so all the other sports will be recognized as well. So that I think that'll be fun for everybody to go to. And once again, that's November 2nd at 8 p.m. Secretary McDaniel.
What's it called?
Patriot Madness.
Just another quick kind of announcement. I know on the agenda, if y'all have it on your phone or you print it out or whatnot, it says midnight breakfast, 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. That is correct. We have to be in the Met at 9:30. We will hopefully have your midnight breakfast shirts. I mean, I just saw the design. They're pretty rocking. But we'll have your midnight breakfast shirts. Y'all will wear them. Sodexo people will help everyone get settled. Also, we'll stay after to clean up. This is a mandatory event. there was something else. Also, all of our midnight breakfast, or a lot of our midnight breakfast marketing is coming because it's Veterans Week. And so SVO puts together flyers, A-frames, stuff on the TVs, and they've added midnight breakfast to their program and all of their marketing materials. So if you see a veteran, walk by the SVO office, maybe pop your head in and say thank you. They're doing a lot for us to make sure this event is successful, and they're veterans, so they rock anyway. So,
Parliamentarian Hickens.
Just to add on to that, for any of the new senators who have never done midnight breakfast before, it is a mandatory event, like she said. So if you are not there and you did not fill out an absence form, you will be counted absent. And it's the same absence as if you miss a GA or a committee meeting. So be there, or if you're going to miss, fill out an absence form.
November 7th. It's a Tuesday, and it's after a cab movie night, which has been our best nights. They're showing Dunkirk if you want to go see that first. I heard it was good.
Are there any other announcements? Secretary McDaniel, would you dispense second roll call, please?
Yeah, just 1 second. Wait, John Method said accept HEC Senators Rice.
Yes, distance senators, you're more than welcome to come if you want to make that drive. But if you don't come, that's not an absence for you, because I understand if you don't want to drive back to Houston at 1 o'clock in the morning. So, yes, distance campus senators do not get an absence for midnight breakfast. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, free pancakes are cool, but I don't think I'd drive 6 hours.
No, 6 hours round trip. I'm so sorry.
Okay. President Tibblman.
Here.
Vice President Seeley.
Here.
President McLeod.
Here.
Parliamentarian Hickens.
Here.
Senator Lunsford. Senator Drawad. They're here. Okay. Senator Jobe. Senator Parrish. Senator Jacobs.
Here.
Senator Williams. Senator Schwab. Senator Washburn. Senator Florek. Senator Freshar.
Here.
Senator Nagarajan.
Here.
Senator Shaka.
Here.
Senator Bell. Senator Method. Senator John.
Here.
Senator Sweetland.
Here.
Senator Camaro.
Here.
Senator Meek. Senator Robertson. Senator Romero. Senator Adams. Senator Daniel. Senator Dukes.
Here.
Senator Fruit. Senator Jackson.
Here.
Senator Johnson. Senator Mazak. Senator Morrison.
Here.
Senator Mosley.
Here.
Senator Agudelo. Senator Hart. Senator Strong.
Here.
Senator Copeland.
Here.
And Senator Seeley.
I didn't.
Senator
Motion
Sweetland.
to adjourn.
Second.
All of those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. You almost did it.
I almost did it. I opened my mouth, but I didn't say anything.